What's up, everybody? So today I decided that I was going to work out at this playground, this at a park that I live close to. So I was dropping off my sister, I was getting ready to drop my sister off at her bus stop, and I realized hold on, why not work out at the park today, right? And I just kind of wondered hey, why hadn't I thought about working out at the park all this other times, right? All the other times I had to take my sister to the bus stop, right? Maybe because it was the weather. It was cold. It was cold outside. But I'm just kind of wondering, hey, how come I didn't ever think of doing that before? But, I did, I'd say basically like full body. I did pull ups, dips, push ups, chin ups, leg raises, and then some Hindu squats, 110 Hindu squats. And yeah, that's about all I did for the workout. That's what you're gonna see here. Again, it was cold. It was like 37 degrees Fahrenheit. I am in America, so maybe to some people that's not that cold, but yeah, it was pretty cold. Um, I was just kind of thinking should I do this? Should I? I was feeling a bit nervous, but I'm glad that I did it. I'm glad that I did because anyway, I warmed up anyways, right? After doing all of the exercises. And I was thinking of maybe at some point I might warm up enough to take off my sweater, but there was no point in time where that was going to happen because it was just that cold, right? Maybe I could have taken it off and just started to thug it out, but it was just way too cold just to even think about taking off my sweater. So that it did cross my mind, but I was like, you know what, no, just for my own safety, I'm not even going to try that. But overall, it was a pretty good workout. It was a great workout. There were some people, older women mostly, that were walking, I guess, walking about. And before I even started working out, I sat in my car a little bit in the parking lot of the park. And I'm thinking, oh man, okay, I'm just going to try and suck myself up. And then I see a car pull up, two old ladies walk out the car and they start walking. And I'm like, you know what? If they're out here getting the work in, then I have no choice but to get the work in now, right? So, those two old ladies, those two grandmas, they motivated me low key. Shout out to them. And another thing is, so I'm working out at this playground basically. Well, it's not a playground. It's actually called the Gaines Ground when I'm there. Specifically, when I'm there, it's called the Gaines Ground. So I'm working out at this Gaines Ground because I don't have any calisthenics park that is within I'd say immediate access to where I am. I don't have one that's close by or a walk by. I live a bit more down south in America, so I'm not somewhere in New York, let's say, where they might have a calisthenics park on every block or something like that, to where everybody has access to something. But make do with what you have, right? Make do with what you have. Be creative about your own surroundings and whatnot. I'm pretty sure I've said this type of message multiple times on this channel, and this is actually not my first time working out at this park. This is my second time. The first time I did this was when I was first doing daily calisthenics. I think I only got to about day 17 or 18. Um, because at around that time, school has started for me, and I didn't know how to handle kind of my school schedule and uploading on YouTube. So my uploads kind of just, fell off for that time. And then I was able to get back into the groove and everything because my uploading schedule, it was flawed. I would try and upload the videos the day of instead of the day after. Um, and so it would just kind of make me try and fit everything in one day, and it just didn't work out. So I just had to find a way to get around that. Of course, I got used to my schedule. Now I've started up daily calisthenics again. Now I'm on in the 50s. I think what this is day 53 maybe, or maybe day 54. I'm not sure. And so I'm very proud of myself. That I've gotten this far so far. Just posting up these videos. I mean, it doesn't even feel like it's been 50 days. It's every time a day goes by and I put on the title for the video And it's like, wow, 52, 53, 54. Wow, okay, wow, that's interesting. And it's like it just felt like such a short amount of time. Like 50 sounds like a lot. I mean, in reality, of course, that's like not even a month. It's almost 2 months. But still, that's 2 months that just went by, and I haven't even realized it yet. And shout out to you guys, man, the audience. I'm really appreciative of the people who take the time to decide to click on my video and watch it. That's very intriguing, right? It's like now I'm on the other side, where I would take the time to watch a YouTuber that I like, and then now someone else is taking the time to watch me, and then I might become a YouTuber that they like. That's just very interesting to be on the other side and things like that. And I'm just really, again, I know I said this a bunch, but again, I'm just really glad to see the engagement I'm getting, and just like seeing an audience forming, and people, the fact that people leave comments and just like are willing to share things about themselves, or just like even even just people leaving comments about like, hey, doing great, man, great video, wow, great workout, things like that. Like those are just like really nice, because they didn't have to do that. If you are watching this video and you left a comment like that, you did not have to do that, but you went out of your way and you did, and I really appreciate you for that, right? Because that stuff makes my day. Just little things like that. It's like, if you're walking down the street and you're wearing like a shirt that you think is cool, and then someone says, hey, cool shirt, and then now you can carry that compliment with you throughout the entire day, because now you're like, well, it seems like I have good taste in fashion, or at least good taste in shirts, that some random person out in the street decided to say something. So it's just, great to see kind of like, the audience members willing to interact with the channel in that way. It's just great to see, like, again, the engagement and stuff like that. It really does inspire and motivate me to just keep working out and keep pushing myself, and just to keep doing this. Again, I'm really appreciative of you guys. Thank you. And before I sign off, today, I kind of just want to mention, just for a little bit, how I feel like when it comes to the consumption of media, whether that be TV, television, social media, things like that. Although I did just say, thank you guys for watching the video. But I feel like, you know, sometimes even you as an audience member, take a break from the YouTube, take a break from TV, take a break from the video games, even if it's just for one day, right? It could be from one day to a week to a month, things like that. Because I feel like when you are so caught up in the ideas of others, and what other people think, you can't even think for yourself. I feel like that's what like an ultimate impact is. I feel like at some point you're not even able to formulate your own opinions and your own thoughts and ideas. And that's how I felt like for a good bit, because I would just kind of think about like the things that I believe in, or the things that I feel like I stand for. Maybe not things that are defining traits of who I am, but just kind of like little things here and there. And I'll kind of trace it back to like, well, I watched this one YouTube video when I was 12, where this one guy, this one YouTuber that I used to watch a lot, said this, and now I believe in that, right? So it's almost like a shallow way, of how we form our own thoughts and opinions. And sure, like we as people are accumulation of all the experiences and all the people that we've met, and how they've impacted us. And maybe you've been largely impacted by some type of YouTuber, but at the same time, at a certain point, especially when you get older, you should realize like, hey, I don't really align with these thoughts and these desires anymore, and so they're not mine anymore, and I'd like to abandon them, and I'd like to have my own thought, right? Like what I'd like to do, I like to journal. At least, as of recently, I've been journaling a lot more, and it kind of allows me to think and ponder over stuff that I've thought of, or I've wondered why I reacted in a certain way, or I wonder why I responded this way or why I thought this way. And it allows me to kind of break down and formulate why I think a certain way. And it's just interesting because, again, since I'm writing it out on paper, I just see it. It helps me think a lot more fluidly, I would say. Since I'm kind of writing it out, it's almost as if I'm writing it out to somebody. Like maybe writing it out to my future self. Like, why I thought this way, why I was like this, you know. And it doesn't have to, you don't even have to think of anything recently. It could be something that could have happened to you like 2 years ago that just kind of pops into your mind here and there, right? And I feel like you can't really fully access those thoughts and emotions with the presence of technology, at least within the basis of you using technology to where it's using you, right? So let's say you're on Instagram and you're just scrolling. How many of those posts are going to inspire, great ideas and creativity, right? Basically, almost none of them. I wouldn't say almost none, but I'd say probably 85, maybe even 90% of those posts might not even inspire you to do anything, right? Especially depending on whatever content you might follow. So it's just kind of like it's like a waste of like mental bandwidth and like waste of mental energy. And so when you actually want that time to yourself, what are you going to do? You're just going to sit there and watch TV, right? Within this modern world, things become so busy. There are so many distractions, and there literally is no such thing as downtime or meantime or time to myself because in reality, watching TV is not time to yourself, right? That is time spent paying attention to something someone else created, right? You are consuming the ideas and thoughts of someone else, even if, let's say, something really inspires you, like maybe it's a great movie or a great show that you're watching, and now you feel passionate to write or to animate or to draw or to create stories or characters. But at the same time, it's like, you know, let's say you're doing that every day. Now, every day you're watching stuff. It's kind of like, okay, you get these great desires, you get these great emotions or feelings, but then you don't do anything with them, right? Because you're no longer taking time away from consuming to create, right? You need to you need to consume. Let's say you're consuming for this amount of time, or you're consuming this, or you're actively looking for great content and inspirational content to consume. So then you can take yourself away from that, give your own self some time to create, because now you're left with your own thoughts. Now you're breaking down what you just saw or what you just read or whatever, and now those creative feelings and emotions and thoughts are able to run wild, whether it be on paper, pen, pencil, whatever. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. See you in the next video.